All right, so there is a couple of things. And again, you just want to make sure you're in the geometry for GeoGebra. It typically will open up on a blank screen. All right, so you can switch over to the little settings grid on the side. If you want to sign in with Google, especially with your Aldine credentials. It'll save your stuff. It'll save your work. All right, so we want to show the grid. And we'll just do the major grid lines. Okay, so it's going to give us our grid. And let's show axis, all right, because we're dealing with points. Okay, so we're going to actually do the points. Now, what is kind of nice about GeoGebra is that you'll notice that they have these two little tabs up here. For starters, this first one, since we selected geometry, if you hit more, it's going to show you all the different types of things you can construct using the GeoGebra, all right? But since we have 3 points, what I want to do is I'm going to select the calculator, and I'm actually going to put in these 3 points, okay? So I'm actually going to, it likes to default to A, but I'm going to try and see if I can do it. So J, open parentheses, -10, comma, -8, and enter. And it's not going to like it. All right, so it's not liking me lettering, giving it a letter name. So I'm just going to put the point in. And once it selects it up here, there is a way actually for me to change it. So we'll go back in and change the letters here in just a minute. So again, open parentheses, 2, comma, -2. And now for the point M, repeat. All right. And so, like I said, we can change these letters. The way you do that is from this screen over here. We're going to actually just tap on the letter, and we're going to just change the letters at this point. So he's going to be J. And I'm doing that just so that I can follow along with my problem, okay? If you're not really worried about the letters being different, then be my guest, okay? But it does start to kind of cause me to have a little bit. Now, when it did switch over to this when I switched over the screen, right? On the Google Meet. Yes, it did. Okay. All right. So again, I'm gonna change this label to -2 was L. And this was M. All right. So now, what we want to think about are our properties of what makes a parallelogram a parallelogram. Okay. So the first thing we know is that we have opposite sides are going to be parallel, right? So what we want to do is we're going to go back over to the geometry side, and we're going to actually construct some of these lines. And I actually want to use full lines and not segments, okay? And I'll show you why we want to do that. All right, so we're going to select the line. And again, our parallelogram is JKLM. So we have probably, oh no, so K is probably going to be way down here. So you can see K is what's missing, but J, so K is going to be missing, L, and then M. So let's construct the line through the points M and J. So to do that, again, we select line, and I'm going to select the 2 points. And I don't know why it did that. Hold on. Where's my back? Back button. Back button. I think I touched it twice. Okay, so line. Select 2 points. M, J. Boom. There you go. All right, so there's M and J. And the next thing, of course, because again, I'm looking at this going, all right, so we're looking at the next set of points. So now we want to connect M and L. So again, select the line, M and L. So now we need to have a point or a line that is parallel to each of these, right? Because that's the definition of parallel. All right, so we can move, that's not what I wanted to do. I just want to, select move before you try to move the screen. There you go. I needed it to be zoomed out a little bit. All right, and I don't know what it's doing. Okay, go back over here. Okay, so move. I just needed it to zoom out. So I want to go down here and find parallel lines, and we're going to select parallel lines. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to have a line that is parallel to ML. So I'm going to, and when you select it, you'll notice down here at the bottom, it does pop up. It says select a point and a parallel line. So I'm going to select the point J and my line, and it will create a parallel line for me that is parallel to ML. Okay. The next thing, repeat that, but this time we need to go from the point L to the point MJ. So parallel line, select my point L, and then my line MJ. All right, good so far. So now we have two parallel lines, opposite lines are parallel. And now we want to find the point of intersection. So we go down through it, and we may have to select more. Sometimes you have to go all the way down to more and let it open up everything. I'm looking for intersect. There it is, point, intersect. Okay, so we're going to select intersect, and I want to carefully tap near my point, but on the two lines, and it found it for us. Okay, and then if you want to see what it was, then you can actually hit the label button and let it show value. So it's -5, -20. That's the easy way. Not kidding, that's the easy way to do it.